How's it going, everyone? You probably noticed that I unlocked community posts, which is, I think you get them at like 1,000 subscribers. It doesn't mean we're partnered yet. I think we need about like 700, 800 hours, so hopefully within the month we'll be there. What I did want to talk about was this specific poll that I posted talking about which games do you want to see more of on the channel until Strive shows up. And it was overwhelmingly pretty much Guilty Gear, right? 50% was Guilty Gear, 30% was Street Fighter, 12% Tekken, and then 8% Retro. And I put on the Retro tab to just tell me what it is down below. Tell me what game you want to see down below. Now, what I failed to realize before I posted this was that there's a Street Fighter update on the 19th. I forgot about all of that new stuff coming out, which admittedly I'm probably going to play for a little while and get bored of again, so expect Guilty Gear after that. But I just wanted to clarify that you're probably going to see Street Fighter for a little bit after the update, and then I'll probably try and play plus R, I think, because the netcode's really good, and I think it'll be easier to find games. As well as some Rev 2, just because I like the game. I just like Rev 2, but the netcode's just not as good as plus R. So yeah, I just want to use this video as a little update for what you're going to see in the future, and then we're going to talk about the comments that you guys left on the poll, as well as the results in a bit more detail. So let's go through the comments first. Lucas said, I want to see your take on Melty Blood. The aerial neutral would be an interesting concept for somebody who's used to ground-based fighters like Street Fighter. I can't say that Melty Blood was a game that I ever planned on playing, but I think it would make an interesting video to see like Street Fighter's players' take on the aerial neutral in anime games, right? Even if it's not specifically Melty, just an anime game that might be a little bit weird. I don't really know how to get Melty. I think you have to download like the fan version or something. I'll definitely figure it out if that's something you guys want to see. Next one is from Savage Leonidas. He said, I would recommend Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. It's a great game. It's easy to get into, and I've been having a blast with it. Also great content. I'm glad to see your journey in fighting games. Thank you, first of all. Second of all, I did play Grand Blue from the release for a few months, and I made a few videos on it, but it's just not something I wanted to stick with, because I find it a little bit hard to find games on there, as well as there wasn't really any more characters that I was interested in, honestly. I played Yule, I played Catalina, and I played Narmaya for a little bit, but besides those three, there weren't really any characters that piqued my interest enough to keep playing. And then Chozo said, Blaze Blue or KOF would be interesting. Those games are pretty skill intensive compared to many fighting games, or maybe even Third Strike. Blaze Blue or KOF, I'm not really sure, but Third Strike, I do plan on making a video on because I downloaded Fightcade and have all the ROMs, and I think Third Strike is a very different game. Not like gameplay wise, but theme wise. It's very different, right? It's like Capcom tried to do, they were trying to be cool, right? Because the announcer sounds different. Everything in the game is really cool, right? I like the design, I like the characters, and I think it would make a great video. So that will be coming, hopefully in the near future. And then Zach Minyard said he wants to see more FGC news, which is cool. I like doing that. I really do. I liked making the Project L video where I just talked about Project L and the stuff that was coming out. Why I was excited. So I think that's definitely something I'm interested in. The only reason I really shied away from it before is that's like a big thing, right? Like every channel is going to be doing that. When a new character comes out, there's like 6 dudes with like thumbnails like this, right? Hands on the face, fucking mouth wide open. And they are like reacting to something. And I just didn't want to do what everybody else was doing because I think it sets a bad precedent sometimes. If like you do a reaction video and everybody's doing the same thing, it's really easy to do that. It's really easy to see somebody do something and then copy it verbatim. And then just get used to doing that. It's very easy content. I don't want to fall into that loop. And I don't want you guys to think that that's what the channel is going to become. But as far as talking about actual game news and actual news in the community, that's something I'd be, very interested in doing. All right, those are all the comments on the poll there. So let's talk about a couple things that I want to do in the near future. Definitely going to play Rose on the 19th when she comes out. Definitely going to make a video on her. Maybe not specifically like a bunch of tech. I'm not very, into like tech videos or labbing a lot of stuff out. I usually just steal tech, honestly. I usually go on Twitter and see whatever the Twitter animals are doing, or just steal tech from whoever I can and implement it myself. But what you will see is maybe some Rose gameplay in the background. Maybe I'll do some stuff. If I figure out something cool, I'll make a video about that. But don't expect a in-depth Rose guide unless, I'm a legend at her. And it's a high possibility that if I think she's very fun, I'll stick with her and play her a lot, and you'll see some gameplays of it. But if I don't, right, if I, I'm very fickle like that. If I do play for a few weeks and then I get bored of Street Fighter 5, you'll definitely see Guilty Gear. You'll probably see Guilty Gear anyways because you guys, that's what the poll was for, and that's what you answered. So I'll definitely try and get some Rev 2 and Plus R gameplay. Let me know which one you want to see though down below. Which one you want to see more, Plus R or Rev 2, or if you just don't care, you just want to see Guilty Gear characters. As far as talking about the stuff on the poll in a little bit more detail, Guilty Gear, obviously Street Fighter were the top two. I was surprised that Tekken was only 12%. I guess I didn't really capture a lot of Tekken players with the few videos that I made. Probably because they weren't very good. I mean, the gameplay wasn't very good. The idea, I hope, was okay. But the gameplay was just me doing like, stand one jabs on geese. There's nothing very entertaining about it. And then retro was 8%. I didn't expect a lot of people to want retro. I'm sure the people who voted that were talking about Melty or something that I forgot to put on the poll. But I do have Fightcade now. So if there's any game on Fightcade that you'd like to see me try, like I said, Third Strike. I already did Super Turbo. I'm thinking of doing KOF 2002, which Chozo was talking about, and I just remembered is on there, and it's really popular for some reason. It has like 500 players during the day, which is like more than most games on Steam have. I guess people really love their KOF and having rollback on it. I was really interested in KOF like 13 because Austin was showing it to me and he really likes that game. But then all those like trial videos started coming out, like all the Panda Global guys started doing the trial videos, which I enjoy. I really like seeing them. But then seeing them do it, I was not confident enough to pick up that game and try and do the trials. Plus, they're already doing those videos, and I think it's a little oversaturated for me to try and do, right? There's enough combo videos out there. I mean, if you go to Kizzy's channel, he's doing all the Rev 2 combos right now, which is really cool. So I'm not going to try and do that as well. I think it's kind of hard whenever you're a smaller creator in the big scheme of things, and then you try to do something that somebody else is doing because when the viewer sees that, right, they're probably going to see a Kizzy video and they're recommended, not my video. And then why would you watch me when I'm like a newer player doing trials when you can go watch like a pro player do the trials? It just doesn't really make much sense. I think there's a lot of that you're going to see here on the channel, just trying to differentiate myself from the crowd so you guys can get unique content that you're not going to find, at most other channels, right? A lot of the time I'm not posting live commentaries of just my gameplay because there's a ton of people who do that. It's something that I'll mix in, right? I'll mix in every once in a while when Strive comes out, or if I run out of something to talk about, you'll probably see a live commentary. And I think it's about having a healthy balance of everything. I like doing the commentary videos. I like doing these face-to-face videos. Live commentaries have their place. They're just a little hard for me, because I'm not the best player right now, and taking any bit of focus away from the game to talk about the game while you're playing the game is pretty hard. Dota Doi makes it look very easy. So yeah, I think that's it for today. If this seemed very low effort, that's because it was. I was busy today. I'm going to be busy tomorrow, but I wanted to get a video out and talk about this poll, because your opinion does matter, right? Your poll does matter, but I wanted to make sure that you guys knew that you weren't going to see Guilty Gear just yet because of the Street Fighter update, and I really want to play it and cover it and play with the boys and have some footage for you guys. But obviously, once I get bored of that, I'll probably hop on Guilty Gear because, like I said, very fickle. And my attention span sometimes gets the better of me. And before I let you go, I did make one more poll just now, which was if there's any characters you want to see me try for the next 2 weeks until Rose comes out. And I just put some that I was interested in. I put Jury, G, Ibuki, and Poison, I think. So if you want to go vote on that, please do. If you can't find the poll, just leave it in the comments and I'll take a look at those too. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.